Hello, this is Bobby at Copel TV Repair with a really quick how-to video for testing the power board in LG OLED65C2A LED TV. The power board itself has a number of different IDs. I believe the one that we're looking for would be the EAY number, and it's probably going to be the same and true for many other LG boards, OLED powers. This is EAY65. I'm sorry for the bad quality. Yeah, it's not bad from here, so it's not focused. EAY65904001. The typical failure on that board will be no that power supply, and many people are confused checking this board was brought here by a technician. The TV was brought to them, local technician in Dallas-Fort Worth. The TV was brought to them totally dead. The tech tested the main fuse. The main fuse was fine. They tested for output power anywhere, output voltages, and there was none, and they figured they will bring the board here. So this is not the fuse that goes bad. This is the fuse that goes bad. So if you want to test if your board is good, that is the fuse that you want to test for continuity. There are a gazillion videos that show how to do that. I'm not going to show how to test for continuity. I will just say that if that fuse is bad, you don't just replace it and see what happens. That is not how it works. It is blown for a reason. There are other failed components on the board, but this will tell you whether the board has failed or not. And now when the board is done and tested, or if that fuse is working good, this is not the typical board in that it doesn't have standby power of 3 or 5 volts as you might be used to seeing, or as many other boards do. This is the connector on which outputs go, and the pin that we're interested in is the one that is called power on, the 6 from right to left on the top side. This one, power on. This is the one that has to be signaled in order for the board to wake up. Before that, if everything works fine, what you will have will be just the regular 160 volts on those. Measuring here. Now it's still high because I just left the board to discharge. So it is going down, and it's going down very slow. But I disconnected the board from the activation. Normally, when the board is not told to activate, the voltage here will be 160 volts. To activate it and to see other voltages and to see that the PFC circuit working fine, what you do is you send not the 20 volts, but the lower 12, which actually come around as 7 or something like that. If you measure them, you can just use a jumper. And this is the 4th position on the bottom, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 12 VM, or yeah, 12 VM. You jump that to the 6th pin on the top, which is power on. So this is 4, 5, 6. Of course, you may not have a jumper like that. You can jump it any way you want, as long as you don't short something that you shouldn't. And when you do jump those, the 390 volts will be stable and not going down here if everything works fine. So it goes 394, that's fine, it doesn't matter. Some of them will do it 390, 391, 394, 389, 388 is fine. That's below 1%, so it's pretty stable at 394 here. And if I disconnect those, it will start dropping because there is no consumption whatsoever. It's going to go down really slow, but it is going down. And it's going to stop at 160. So this is how you test the board. If you need, you can buy a working one.